Mrs. Burks, I hear that you have a crazy story about the Beatles.
I do have a crazy story about the Beatles, I guess. My parents got me 2 tickets for the Beatles concert, and then a girl who I hated, and she always stole my boyfriends. Her parents got her 2 tickets for the Beatles, and so I called her and said, I don't like you and you don't like me, but we could share our tickets and both of us could see the Beatles twice in one day, so we did. She gave me 1 ticket and we both went in the afternoon, then we both went at night. And then we actually became friends.
Sounds like fun.
It was a blast.
Do you have any other crazy stories from the 60s?
I stole my boyfriend's Corvette once and tried to learn how to drive a 4-speed, but I forgot to roll the headlights out, and so where he was working, they put out an all-points bulletin, and the police pulled us over and thought we were thieves and took us to jail, but we didn't get booked. But I learned how to drive a 4-speed that night. That was good news.
Did you have a celebrity crush?
Paul McCartney of the Beatles, which he did sing to me during the concerts.
He is a heartthrob.
He is a heartthrob.
And what's one thing that you would bring back?
The Volkswagen hippie bus with big bright daisies and flowers all over.
Cool.
They are.
We're here now with Mr. Brozier. Mr. Brozier, do you have any crazy stories to tell us from the 1960s?
Nothing crazy. I was too young. I was in junior high and high school. But the thing that I remember that was crazy was gasoline was 20 cents a gallon back then. That was pretty crazy.
And did you have a celebrity crush when you were that age?
Well, I liked quite a few of them, but the real nice ones were Raquel Welch and Sophia Loren.
All right. And is there anything you would bring back from the 60s if you could?
The music and the cars.
All right.
Okay. Good job, you guys. Hope that.
Now we're here with Ms. McMasters. Ms. McMasters, do you have any crazy stories from the 60s?
Well, I was very small. I was born in 1960. So my stories are like early childhood memories. One of the weirdest memories is we didn't have seatbelts. We didn't use seatbelts or anything. So one of my memories was we had this old Rambler and it had a hole in the floor. And I remember when we were kids, we'd crawl down between the 2 seats and get on the floor and drop rocks through the hole in the car as Mom was driving. That was very strange. I also got to meet some hippies that were in a commune, which was very odd and very strange. And so I got to meet these weird people from the commune, and they came to Christmas because they were friends of the family. And all I remember was they didn't wear underwear. The things I remember as a child was they had no underwear, and they were dirty, and they're babies. They had twins, and one was like bone thin and one was fat, and it was just creepy, and I decided I didn't want to be a hippie. And then, let me think, other things about the 60s. You get everything you wanted. We'd go outside, and my mom would lock us out of the house and make us drink out of the garden hose. That's just not a comedian's line, that's the truth. They made us do that. We weren't allowed to come in. If we came in, I ran away once. I remember my mom helped me pack the suitcase when I was 5. And I packed all my stuff in my suitcase, and I got all the way up to the top of the hill, and I found a tree, and I had my lunch, and then I came home. So I just had not any too crazy. I was too tiny to have really crazy stories of the 60s.
How about a celebrity crush?
I was madly in love with Davy Jones from the Monkees. He was awesome. I was in 2nd grade, and he was the most wonderful thing I've ever seen in my life. And then I decided everybody liked Mickey, so then I found everybody loved Davy, so I fell in love with Mickey Dolenz, who was the drummer, because he was adorable. So I decided to change my affiliation. But yeah, we watched the Monkees religiously, and we had the coolest gym teacher because she would play the Monkees music when we played on the trampoline in gym class. So that's my crush.
And is there anything you would bring back from the 60s if you could?
I don't know, because the things that we had in the 60s, I think freedom. Freedom. I could go anywhere, I could do anything. I'd be out on my bike all day. I could go in the woods and spend the whole day in the woods and not worry about being kidnapped or raped or killed or have horrible things happen to me. And my parents didn't worry. We did everything. We'd go up the river in the boat when we were like, well, obviously under 10, because it was the 60s. And they'd let us stay up the river all day and fish and have fun. So, freedom. You guys don't have the freedom we had.
And now we're here with Mr. Pierce. Mr. Pierce, do you have any crazy stories to tell us from the 1960s?
1960s, just to give you an idea of what's crazy is that in 1966, my dad bought a new car off the lot. It cost $1,500. Now you try to buy a car off the lot and it's $15,000, $16,000, $18,000. Probably the other craziest thing is that everybody went from straight leg pants to bell bottoms in the rock area come in, and now all of a sudden you got longer hair, bangs, and so on. So the fashion changed. So you had crazy clothes in the mod fashion at that time.
All right, and did you have a celebrity crush back in the day?
Marlene McCormick was on Brady Bunch. She was about my age at that time, and kind of had a crush on her at that time because of the show.
All right, and is there anything that you would bring back if you could from the 60s?
Bring back from the 60s? The dollar. The dollar bought a lot more than what it does today. So I could, at that time, buy a can of pop and a bag of chips for 25 cents. Where today you're going to spend $1.39 or $1.29 or something like for a bag of chips. You're going to spend anywhere from 50 to 80 cents on a pop.